I'm Amber McCrae, a nutritional therapist. I help women become more in tune with their mind, body, and soul through holistic nutrition and emotionally focused therapy. I help them create a more meaningful, energetic, and connecting life. Happy Friday, amazing souls. It's time to introduce our amazing guest on Connection Over Perfection today. This designer, organic marketer, website expert, visibility coach, and illustrator has been spreading empowerment to women worldwide for over 2 decades. With her experience working with elite publications such as Rolling Stone and US Weekly, she has some serious marketing expertise. Now she's making dreams come true for coaches, healers, and creatives who are seeking to align their lives and businesses with their true selves. Get ready to unleash your authenticity and connect with your business like never before with the incredible Allie Jean herself. Welcome, Allie.
Thank you for having me on, Amber. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. I am super excited also. So, how did you get into helping women create brands for their businesses?
The brand portion of my business. I mean, the origin of this story is actually a little bit funny, so I'd like to tell it if you don't mind. I
Yes, please.
never intended on going into online business and branding for women on social media. In fact, before I started doing this in 2015 fully, I didn't even have a social media account. So a lot of people out there would be very surprised to hear that. I worked in a corporate atmosphere my whole life, and the reason why I actually got into it was because I got a puppy.
Oh,
So I I was having I wanted to be a perfect dog mom, and I had so many questions, and after a
aw.
while the person I got my puppy from said, you can go on Facebook and they have groups for that kind of dog, and everyone in the group has that specific dog. And I thought, and you can ask questions, and I thought, that's amazing. I'm going to finally go on social media, and it's going to be for my dog, and I'm going to be the best dog mom in the whole wide world. And so I did. And, one thing led to another. There was someone in the group that needed help with their brand. And so I did a consultation over Skype back in the day, before Zoom was a big thing. And yeah, just one thing led to another. And I ended up learning all kinds of things about connecting with people on social media. And all of a sudden, I'm here. I've grown this huge
I love
empire and
that.
following, and it wasn't by design.
I did not know that. I don't think I knew that story. So thank you so much for sharing that. And so, why now from women do you help coaches and other healers?
Sure.
What
So,
led you down that road?
oh, yes. So, I actually started to find so many amazing women online that had unique perspectives and personal growth healing methods that I had never heard of before. So, one of the things that social media has done for me is it gets me out of my bubble. And I started to connect with many coaches, life coaches, business coaches, creative coaches, health coaches. And I just thought that they were the most amazing people that I had ever met. And so by connecting with so many of them and, going, maybe I should start this online business and do branding, I felt safer also to being just on social media to connect with women. And I was looking for more connection with women because I didn't have a lot actually here in Michigan. So
Mm.
yeah, so the more coaches I connected with, I think, the more word got out that I was doing some very creative things with them. And I really enjoyed working with them. I still do, for all the tips and tricks that I learn along the way, building their brands with them. So, in their programs and all of that stuff, I think that anyone who is out there trying to make the world a better place by helping people, they're my kind of people.
I love that. I agree. They're my kind of people too. So, how does your unique approach to branding and marketing and coaching and design help these women connect with themselves and their business?
So I focus on empowering women by providing exclusive, tailored support that takes into account their specific needs, goals, and values. This is how I connect with women with their brand and their business. So I really provide personalized branding and marketing. I support women in crafting a brand identity and marketing strategy that aligns with their unique strengths, passions, and values. This enables them to showcase their authentic selves and connect with their target audience on a much deeper level. I also have, refined my process throughout the years, just like any good coach does or any creative person will. Uh, I provide actually three different kinds of coaching in my business. I provide empathetic coaching. So I provide coaching that supports personal growth and development by addressing challenges faced by women entrepreneurs, such as work life balance, imposter syndrome, and overcoming limiting beliefs. I think this is so important to lift them up so they can embrace their potential and thrive in their business. And then I also coach in business and brand so that they are focusing on their authentic self as a brand identity online and get them to do a lot of creative marketing strategies for social media visibility that they may not think about for themselves. So I do a lot of live stream stuff for my clients, and I try to get them to get out there and try it because it's so connective. And then I also provide consulting. So there's a difference between consulting and coaching. And I think consulting is more of the business side of things where we're looking at techie stuff, business processes, and all of those things that make your online business work. Because one, you can look online and you think, oh, I'm going to start an online business. And there's like a gazillion different email marketing, programs you can use. So I know them all, and I can kind of fit people into what might be their best bet as opposed to what they think they're supposed to be fit into. The shiny
That's
object
huge.
syndrome is real online. I
Yes, it
also,
is.
yeah, I also provide inclusive design. So I emphasize the importance of inclusive design in creating products and services that are accessible to diverse audiences. So I want to help women connect with a broader range of clients and customers. Most of the people that I work with are multifaceted or multi-talented women who are possibly confused about how to position their brand because of all of the great things that they love to do and they're passionate about. And I'm always encouraging them to collaborate and build their community with like minded people and share their experiences online. And I just come at everything with a real holistic approach. And I know that there's not, each one of my clients has unique problems and challenges. And there's a lot of things that I can uncover that they may not be seeing because they're too close to it.
That is so true. And, I'm biased because you have helped me so much with my brand and my business. And so everything that you just spoke on, you have helped me with. There's a few things I wanted to touch on is you talk about helping women with the work-life balance. And that was something that we also worked on. And without giving away your secrets, is there like a tip that you can share? Because I know that you offer a program that they can work with you and go dive deeper in how to really work through that, because that's something that we did. And I highly suggest that. It really helped me break through in some blocks that I had, and Allie was able to help me uncover that and kind of expose those and help me to work through them, basically, that work-life balance especially.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much. Um, and I think it's exciting that you're revealing that you had that challenge because I think the more that we just are honest about the things that we struggle with, that we'll be able to overcome them much easier. Plus, you're actually
Yes.
helping so many listeners out there know that they're not alone in the work life balance craziness. So, first of all,
Right.
my tip is this. First of all, being balanced is impossible, but getting close to that
Yes.
is a
I love that
goal.
you said that because it's so true.
It really is. And and then you evolve. Maybe you make a transformation and you change a little bit or a lot, and all of a sudden it's imbalanced again, no matter if you've done good for yourself
Hmm.
or not. So you have to be good to yourself and love yourself throughout your entire journey, your entire life's journey, not just your business journey. I think that we do or we expect too much. And so if you can take some of that off of your plate and kind of go, what am I actually kind of trying to be an overachiever in? Does that have anything to
Hmm.
do with the work and purpose that I am supposed to be doing right now? There's probably something out there. So, a lot of people I know, this would be them working on Canva doing graphic design, but they're not
Yeah.
a designer.
You don't know me. You don't have to. No, I'm just kidding. She is talking about me because this is something she has helped me with.
So, and then I think a lot of entrepreneurs, this happens to me more than I'd like to admit. And it was very bad when I first started 100% into my online business back in 2015 and 2016. I was so excited about everything that I was
Mhm.
learning. I was so excited about my new clients I was bringing on. I mean, I can feel it. Like I'm getting chills right now because even though it was just the beginning and it wasn't, some kind of, $1 million check or anything. I wasn't on Good Morning America or anything. To me, I felt that I was having all of these, beginning successes. And I would be online like at 3 in the morning. I was just connecting
Mhm.
too much with people because I was so thrilled
Yeah.
to have this new world in my life and this new purpose. And I was so excited that I wasn't making dinner. I wasn't cleaning my house. I wasn't taking care of myself.
Right.
So that really had a bad effect on my personal relationships. And obviously, my house was a mess. So that's not good. That's pretty imbalanced. And I think that
Right.
that's probably a really common thing that no woman entrepreneur wants to admit. But when you're so excited about something, you kind of dive really deep and you spend all your time there. So you have to make sure you're spending time with your kids and your family, your loved ones, and allowing yourself to put that excitement away for a little while and live in your life fully.
Yes. And this again is something that you have helped me with so much. Something else that you touched on that I think that so many amazing strong women and especially entrepreneurs struggle with is imposter syndrome. I know for myself that it's still something that I still struggle with. I think that I will always work towards that, towards a more confident and where I feel like I'm filling those shoes and I belong, if that makes sense. But what do you say to those women out there? Again, without giving too much in what you offer, but do you have anything for us?
Hmm. Well, I have met women at all different levels of business success, whether they're in the very beginning, they don't even have a business name, they don't even have a web address, they barely have social media, profiles, and other women who have been trying to run their business and their brand and develop their dream for years, but just can't seem to get it together. And then other women who are running an amazing brand and business. And you would never guess that they have the imposter syndrome. All these people at all different levels have imposter syndrome. I don't think there is a human being out there that doesn't struggle with imposter syndrome at some point or another with their purpose in life. So I think just saying that probably can help someone.
Mm,
I
I
always
love
bring this up because it's very exciting for me to think about. But I was on Facebook one night, and one of my favorite actors is Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man.
that.
Reasons why I love him is because he really was at the bottom of the barrel at a certain point in his life and acting career. And it was
Mm.
as bad as you can imagine. And it was so sad for me to see it. I remember saying to all my friends, I was like, I know he's going to get out of this, but it was almost impossible because it was this horrible drug addiction, like the worst imaginable.
Mm.
And he would, but I knew his skill was beyond the beyond. That he, you know, he did this one movie, Charlie Chaplin. I mean, can you imagine trying to act as Charlie Chaplin? I mean, this guy was doing acrobats, and he was such an eccentric personality, and he really brought him to life. He has a gift for acting, and he's always been an extroverted, as everyone knows him as Iron Man, an extroverted personality who's not afraid of anything, fearless. BS. Everyone is afraid. So I'm on Facebook one night and I see him, and it says Robert Downey Jr. is live, and I'm going, oh my god, that's amazing! I can't believe he's live. So this is when celebrities, they first started going live on Facebook and on Twitter and Periscope, back in 2016 and 2017, and he tripped up. He tripped
Mm.
up. He paused. He lost his thoughts. And I thought, thank you. I'm so glad that you did that
Mm.
because you are Iron Man. And he was actually on the site of Iron Man, like the next Iron Man movie he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
So he was literally like in character. He wasn't in the outfit of Iron Man. He was just
Right,
Robert Downey
right.
Jr. But you would never think that someone so professional with so much courage and experience, professional experience on camera, being interviewed, and actually, you know, with the paparazzi, especially with his background and everything that he was failing at one time, which he's completely overcome, which I think is an amazing story. That should be a movie someday. But if
Yes.
someone like that, you know, trips up, and he kept going because that's what you do. That's what they teach you in acting class. That's what they teach you when you're, you know, going on stage. Hey, if you forget your line, or just keep going. Don't stop, and like a deer in the
Right.
headlights. But he did kind of for a second. And I think because he had never done a Facebook Live before. And I think he started to think about how weird that was. And he had
Mm.
that moment of vulnerability and that moment of
Mm. I love that
confusion
you
and
say that.
imposter syndrome. And he thought, what am I doing? Like my PR, he probably thought my PR people are going to freak out because these kind of people are so controlled with the way that they're visible.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I love that. I
yeah, I
love
mean, I
that
just think that that's an interesting
you make it so
story.
real.
Yeah, it
It does.
happened.
It reminds us just being real. And I that's something else that really attracts me to not just you and the way that you run your business, but also in our coaching sessions is that the authenticity and the relatability, and you really just remind people that to be real. And I
Yeah.
think that that is so important, especially in a society with all this social media, with all of this. You show the pretty and you don't show, you know, the not so pretty. But showing the not so pretty is actually, in a way, what makes us relatable,
Hmm.
and people hear that because we're all going through the same stuff.
Right.
We really are all going through the same stuff, and to remind each other that hey, we're going through it too, and if I can do it, you can do it, and let's do it together. And I
Absolutely.
love that. And you know something else, when I found you, well, I followed you for a while, and I saved up because working with you is an investment and a beautiful opportunity that I knew that I wanted one day. And so it was something I spoke into and I worked hard to, because that's how much I believe um, in your work. And then working with you, just take all of my money, just, because what you do
Thank
is
you.
amazing. And um when I found you, I was, like you said, one of those creatives who I was like, I can do all of this. I can do all the things. So let me try to do all of the things. And I was a hot freaking mess. I was a hot mess. Not that I'm not still a hot mess. But at least now with your help, I have some direction. And I have a brand that I can be proud of and that has given me a, just direction. It's given me a direction to go in. And thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And that is one thing that I want to tell other women about, is that in, like you said, with these creative women and entrepreneurs, we are pave makers. We set the stage and we make the way. But that doesn't mean that we have to do it alone.
Right.
And that doesn't mean just because we can do it that we should be doing everything. We had a conversation, and I hired Ellie to help me with my social media content because I love Canva. Like, I absolutely love Canva. But I was spending so much time making these things and then questioning it because I wanted to make sure it matched my brand. And she's like, Amber, you are creative, but you're not a graphic designer. And so it's so important to remember that we have a community of amazing women and opportunities and resources that to call upon. And that kind of leads me into something else that I want you to be able to plug into, because I want people to head over there, is this app Alignable, this site Alignable. And you are just blowing up on there. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So, Alignable, first of all, it's only in the US and Canada at this time. It's a social media platform. I've heard some people say that they don't like to even consider it a social media platform. This is a place where the owners are entrepreneurs, and everyone that works there has an entrepreneurial spirit. I have met with a lot of the people that work there and connected with a lot of the people that work there. Can you say that about Facebook? Have you met or talked to anyone who
Mm-hmm.
has supported you from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn? Maybe LinkedIn.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not. It's very corporate. You are a number. And you know what I hate
Yeah.
about that? It makes me feel like I'm back at corporate again.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that really attracted me to Alignable was this spirit, this culture that they have for businesses,
Mm-hmm.
period. So you don't go on Alignable if you don't have a business. And this is about businesses connecting with other businesses, either to network with them, to support them, to mentor them, to provide something that they are such a good match for you with. And they have tons of groups. You can open up a group just like you can on Facebook, but it's so much more white glove. So, for instance, I had to fill out an application, and I actually had to take a quiz, like a little class, and then meet with someone from Alignable before being approved to open up my group community. And I thought this was amazing. I thought it was great because how many Facebook groups out there are like archived, are weird, are wrong, are not being,
Right.
so they really set me up, even though I'm very experienced with groups, running groups and communities and facilitating. They set me up with all of their best practices, the standards. They said, this is what you do. They even put me in a private community or a private group for group leaders, is what they call it. They call it Alignable Group Leaders. So now I'm in a group with a bunch of other people who are group leaders who are very serious, and I'm networking with them. So really, Alignable is all about networking with people and building relationships. So they're not about pitching and selling, they're about building relationships. And they're always teaching this. And I didn't really, it was just like every other social media platform where at first you go there and you just feel like the new girl at school. And no matter how smart or techy you are, you just think, I don't know how to make this work. You try to do a few things, you fill out your profile, but
Yeah.
there's still something where you're just going, how do I do business here? How do I connect? How do I network? And, you know, that happened to me for a little bit because I didn't reach out, because I didn't connect. I didn't ask questions. And that is really out of character for me, really. I'm the person that sat at the front of the class, even when it was something that I didn't excel at, like algebra or something. I still sat at the front because I knew that I needed to ask questions no matter how interested or uninterested I was in school about a subject. I'm like that in business. I'm always a question
Mhm.
girl. And so for me, I thought, I got to reach out. They even have coaches. If you have a premium plan, so you have, sometimes you have to pay to play, and people, and
Right.
I do, I'm a premium member, and you get more, your algorithm improves. You get a actual business coach that works for Alignable. You can ask them questions. So I say, hey, what is with
Oh, that's
this? What's
awesome.
going on with this? Or how come this isn't working? Or I can't find this. And they'll get back to you in a couple days on Messenger. It's like a little direct message thing. How awesome is that? Wouldn't it be great if
That
Facebook
is
did that
awesome.
or Instagram did that, where they actually cared?
Yeah, that was one of the things that when you told me to check it out, was that I really loved is their motto is really the connection. And I'm all about
Yeah.
connection. And they were like, this is the place to build relationships. And I absolutely love that. And another place that you do that is you do have a group on Facebook,
Oh, yeah.
Visibility
I love
U.
Facebook.
And yes, and I am part of that group as well. And tell us, you know, why is it so important to be visible as a woman entrepreneur?
Oh, because you're a drop in the bucket. There's too many
Mm-hmm.
people, and we don't control the
Mm-hmm.
algorithms. You need to set yourself apart by just allowing us to know you. And you can't do
Right.
that the old fashioned way by just putting out a great logo or a great website or putting out some kind of amazing, sales post that you worked 3 days on and maybe even had a copywriter write it for you. And you think, this is it, it's my new program. And you put a post and a graphic out and you hear crickets. I mean, this is very common because you're not setting yourself apart by allowing us to get to know you. And there's
Right.
many facets to visibility, and one of the tools that I love the most, as you know, is the live stream tool on Facebook. I was a beta
Yes.
tester back in 2016. They invited me to do that, and ever since then I've just gone buck wild with it. And I think that it is sort of magic because I've gotten so many
Yeah,
clients.
definitely.
I have reached out to people beyond even clients that have become best friends, mentors, someone who has had, given me like an act of kindness that I never expected in my whole life because my world opened
Mhm.
up by just revealing myself. Because on a live stream, you can't really script yourself. You can a little bit if you want to, but it's almost like when you do a script on live, which I've done quite a few times because I've been doing this for years, it actually holds you back. It actually makes it more uncomfortable.
Well, it goes back to what you said about Iron Man and
Yeah,
just making it real and that relatable. And you can connect in that moment when it wasn't perfect. You were like, I actually can connect with this person.
right.
It's
And
a
maybe
real
that's what his
person.
problem was at that very moment. He thought, oh my God, this is real. And he is so
Yeah.
used to being scripted. And he felt the
Mm,
connection of thousands of people because you can see the counter going. And I remember there was
right.
like, I mean, it was freaking Robert Downey Jr. There was thousands of people jumping on. And I shared it. When you share it, then all of a sudden more people are joining. And maybe that's what happened. He saw that little number and he felt, because I do think when you're on a live stream, there's an energy connection because there
Definitely.
just is. I just know it. I've been doing it for so long now and I feel it.
Right.
Even when you watch a replay, it's so much more than just, a sales page on a website or a graphic post or anything like that.
Well,
When you
like you
have
said, it's
voice
that
and video,
energy exchange.
right. Yeah.
That's huge. And I think that in a world where we're divided and disconnected from everything and everyone, pulling back in that connection, seeing, being real, making mistakes, and just having that if we can't be in person, this is the next best thing is
Right.
that that visible, the you can see people's mannerisms, you can hear their tone, and just that whole energy exchange that you do not get in text
Right.
or in just the posts that you get.
And it gives you
And
so
so I
much
think that that's
confidence.
yes. And so bringing that point is that I love also one thing that really just stands out to me when I think about you and your work, because I can relate to it so much, is the root. You get to the root of what's happening. And so while you are a creative designer and visibility coach, I also think that your ability to be in tune with your clients allows you to see what's really happening to them and get to that core of what is blocking them, say, from, if they don't have confidence, because that's why they're not going live, or
Mm-hmm.
they're, like you said, the life work balance, what's really holding them back. I think that that is such a beautiful gift that you have, is getting to that core of what's really going on, what really they need in their business, and really their direction. And I just think that that's magic. That's so amazing.
I love it. And I think that the biggest reason that I do this is to get people to exactly where you are right now. Because I know the work that you do is extremely special for this world. And if I wasn't able to help you, but I knew you as much as I know you now, I think I would cry because, first of all, we need you. The
Now you're gonna
world
make me
needs
cry.
you so much because of just, there's a lot of problems going on, and that
Hmm.
affects so many facets of our mind, body, and spirit. And so the work that I do isn't just to be fancy. It's not just to be a show off or to go, okay, next. It's
Hmm.
my work is passing on to everyone that you help. So that means more to me than being a corporate designer at some ad agency, which was my initial dream. So everyone knows my initial dream to be an art director at a huge advertising agency. Which never happened because I just took a totally different route. I'm glad I did because I don't want to make logos and graphics for Little Caesars Pizza. I don't want to do that. I don't want to
Yeah.
be constrained. I don't want someone to put a big binder on my desk that's filled with all the brand rules and guidelines of everything that's already been created and constrain me into creating some ad with everything that I can only use these colors, I can only do this, I can only
Mm,
um, and
yeah.
then having someone take the credit for all the things that I do.
Right. Yeah. And I'm so
Right.
glad that you didn't take that route either.
But I like
We
getting,
all are.
I like getting into it too. So even if I made it in this alter universe to being a, famous art director or something, that means that I would not be doing any of the creative work. Actually, I would come up with the concept. If you've ever seen Mad Men, the show, like this is, you come up
Mhm.
with the concept, you direct everybody, they do it, and then they bring it to you and you sign off and you make sure it's all to your standards. But I like getting into it. I like going, sometimes I can't exactly explain myself and how I'm going to approach something. So I do it myself.
Which I love. And it really shows in your work, because with the brand that you created for me, that you helped me work through, it was something I would have never envisioned. But you took every piece, and it always makes me emotional because you took every piece of what we talked about, every symbol that we had talked about, and even things that I didn't think that were even important. You are so in tune, again, with the people that you work with, that you're able to see it, like pops out to you, and you're able to pull those important things out. And it's beautiful. It's just, it's amazing. And so, is there anything else that you wanted to share with us, Allie?
Yes, I would like everyone to stop looking over the fence and stop using templates and to stop looking at everything that they think that they need to be to appear as. And I know that that is one of the hardest things that anyone can do these days. If you can just stop there and then
Mm.
take that next step, that's going to be very meaningful. That's going to be something that will take your life, even if you don't have a business, to another level. If you connect with people on social media and you're looking to have more connections and to really network with people globally, that is your first step. That is, stop sharing everybody else's stuff. Stop, you know, share something that is completely, utterly everything you, even if it's, some kind of little toy that you've had since you were a kid. Like I collect these little miniature things and little miniature, I love miniatures. Or whatever, just take a picture of it, show, say, I love miniatures, and you're gonna then now connect with people like me. I'd be like, oh my God, I'll connect with you because I love miniatures myself. It doesn't have to be so clever. It doesn't have to be so funny. It just has to be you.
So I think I hear you saying, Allie, is that we need to bring back authentic individuality.
Yeah.
Allie, you are a rock star. Again, I tell you this all the time, but thank you so much for sharing. And I am sure that we will definitely have you back on again, because just what you do is amazing and so needed. And I think in this world, again, with so much disconnect, that what you're doing and pulling women together and being a part of that and just that energy shift and changing the frequency in this world, one connection at a time. And it's beautiful. So we are changing the frequency of the world and creating magic. So thank you so much. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I look forward to talking to you guys in the next episode. And remember, connection over perfection.